I've been going up north to the trails for quite a few years now. A lot of the forest roads in my old Xterra, a bunch of ORV trails on one of my sports quads, and most recently a dual sport motorcycle. I wanted to try to combine the more leisurely and relaxed pace of driving around in the Xterra and the very scenic ORV 50-inch trails. My plan is more or less simple. I'm going to turn this old lawnmower into an overlanding ATV. So there's a shot of the power plant. Like I said, it's 11 horsepower flathead Briggs & Stratton. Last I had it running was quite a few years ago. I used to just have it in the backyard and I'd fire it up and drive around once in a while. And it ran fine. It didn't smoke or anything. I think the only problem is the carburetor, the float stuck and gas was leaking out. That pretty much, I parked it because I just didn't use it anymore. And you know, it's got really old gas in it, so I'm sure I'm going to have to go through that carburetor. So I'm going to get a kit for that. If you want to see the differential being welded up and the pulleys being changed out, I did make a video a long time ago called Making an Off-Road Mower. And that's when I did those two things to this. I was having a little bit of a hard time finding a rebuild kit, but I did find like a whole other cheap carburetor here. It was like 25 bucks. I thought I'll just buy that. It'll have everything I need to rebuild this one. But now I'm thinking I'll just put that one on because this one looks like I did a little more damage than I thought, leaving that old gasoline in it for so long. So let's crack it open though and see what's going on inside the float bowl. If I can. There we go. There's that high-speed adjustment needle. Pretty rusty. This one's got the brass float still. Also, I broke off it had a fuel inlet like this on it. And I broke that off trying to get the old hose off. It was stuck on so bad. Well, after inspecting this a little bit deeper, I think what it really needs is to be dipped in one of those cleaning tanks for a while because of all the rust that's in it. And then I could rebuild it. So I think for now, I'm just going to put this one on. And sometimes those off-brand cheap carburetors run a little funny. But I'm a little bit more confident with this one because you have an adjustable high and low speed fuel mixture. So even if the jetting's a little off, I can just dial it in. Theoretically, should be fine. Let me get this thrown back on and we'll see if we can fire it up. So that was a little bit less exciting than I thought it would be, but I will say the camera does smooth out the hills. Some of those hills were a little bit steeper than it looks, particularly that one in the beginning that you can see from the drone shot. Now a regular lawnmower struggles to get up that in the dry, and my Sears there went right up it with snow. And in fact, I tried to drive my Xterra up that same hill in four-wheel drive, and I had to get a running start. It wouldn't just go up. So the off-road ability is there. A couple of things I need to work on as far as mechanical stuff is the gear shifter comes loose. The shifter rod that's bolted onto the transmission, that nut keeps backing off, and then it gets all loose. You can't get it to reverse or sixth gear anymore. What else? The steering isn't real good. I might have to look into that, and maybe put a spring in the seat, because when you hit a bump, it rocks the old internal organs pretty bad. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for part 2 of this, is where I'm going to start doing all the modifications. I'm gonna try to do something with the front axle so I can put bigger tires on the front, add a lot of storage, add a lot of comfort. I'm gonna try to put a full exhaust on it so it's not so loud, so I can hear myself think, because this is supposed to be a peaceful journey through the forest on the cheap. I understand you could probably just buy a utility quad, but those are getting pretty expensive, so why not just do it on a $50 lawnmower? So stay tuned. In a couple months I'll have the next part of this video out, and thanks for watching.